Good morning and welcome to a new week. The program is Summit and it's coming to you live from our studios in Lagos. My name is Jumoke Michaels. Banji, good morning.
Jumoke, good morning. How was your weekend?
It's
good to be here, Jumoke. Jumoke, it's good to be here. It was all jubilation yesterday, Jumoke, for the APC in the Ondo State. In fact, across board, about 6 governors were present in Ondo State. They all expressed joy that Rotimi Akeredolu actually got re-elected in the just concluded Guba elections in Ondo State. And I'm happy for him. He said it's a validation of his service, that's the good works he did in the last 4 years. Yeah, we believe so. But of course, he admitted that there's still a big room for improvement. That this would actually spur him to greater action in the next 4 years. Congratulations, but it's not yet Uhuru yet because the PDP candidates, say he's still studying the papers and that actions will be determined by whatever discoveries he made from those papers. So let's wait.
Yes, another good news yesterday was also the result of the what happened, the announcement made by the IGP on the EndSARS protests, which rocked the nation from almost all the states in Nigeria, took up that protest.
The disbandment of the SYL Special Anti-Robbery Squad. But of course, but it's going to sound very curious to you. Now, in some states, particularly in the north, some people are saying, no, SARS alone is working for us very well. Now, SARS is actually working for them in their areas. So doesn't it sound curious to you?
Well, I guess probably is all shades of, or different shades of responsibility. Maybe what's working for them in the north is not working in the south and other states. So well, in our discussion today, we look at it and look at how far the government resolution is actually going to help the operations of the SARS, because it's just going to be reformed, I guess, because they're going to be transferred to other units of the police force. So let's see how it goes. But that's our discussion on the program this morning, the issue of the Ondo State, just concluded Ondo State election, and also the EndSARS protest. What lessons are we learning and what's the way forward on all these issues? So you want to stay with us on the program today. It promises to be very educative and informative. We'll be back after this break to continue with the discussion. Stay with us.
Hello viewers, my name is Oti Jonathan Idu. I'm the MD CEO for Boundless Multi-Service Solutions Nigeria Limited, a foremost real estate and project management firm based in Lagos, Nigeria. I want to use this opportunity to invite you to a one-day event tagged Land Ownership Made Easy Promo 3.0. It is an Independence Day special edition and it is coming up on the 31st of October 2020. It is an event that is going to be educative, informative and life-changing. It is on that day you stand the opportunity to learn how you can invest in the real estate, how you can own properties with ease, the nitty-gritty of real estate investment and land ownership scheme. All these are the things we'll be unveiling on that day. On that day, we'll be having some special side attraction where we have some popular artists performing. There will be a stage drama by the Kunle Afod group on that day, and also we'll be having special discounts, a whooping some 20% discount on that day for every subscriber. There's going to be raffle draws on that day that comes with consolation prizes like TV, standing fan, refrigerator, bags of rice and others. And also subscribers on that day stand to get additional discounts, and someone will go home with a free plot of land. You don't want to miss this event. The time of the event is by 11 a.m. taking place at Flora Hall of the Santos Hotel at Akonjo roundabout, Egbeda, Lagos. every Nigerian around the Southwest region is being invited to this one-day special event. It is going to be life-changing. It is going to be an opportunity of a lifetime. Come, be a part of it. This is Boundless. We are unlimited in opportunities.
All right, thanks for still being there. The program is still Summit. And this morning on the first segment, we'll be discussing Ondo-Guilba election, lessons and accomplishments. And we're being joined by Mr. Jide Ologun, a public affairs analyst and an attorney at law. You're welcome, sir.
I thought we were not going to mention that.
You're
It's our
welcome,
pleasure to
sir.
have you, sir. Do you know, incidentally, our guest is from Ondo State. But what I'm not sure of is whether he actually went home or whether he registered there and whether he actually exercised his franchise in a just concluded election.
I'm registered in Lagos for voting.
For voting.
So it will amount to criminality. If I went to Ondo State to vote, that means I would have either stolen a PVC or cloned one. So I'm only entitled to voting in Lagos and perhaps at national level for president.
You weren't even there for as an observer and
Not at all.
Not at all.
But I mean, we were virtually involved in monitoring the activities.
Okay. So what? So much expectation. I mean, a lot of things actually happened before the election. Increased violence, cases of PVCs being amassed by some stakeholders, and so many irregularities about. So there was a kind of a heightened tension regarding that election, but actually came out peacefully. Everybody talked about the peaceful nature of that election. Would you attest to that?
Yes, absolutely, but it wasn't as peaceful as what happened in Edo State. And I think Edo State recent election set the pace for Ondo State because it became a reference point. And this time around also, a lot of warnings are coming from a lot of stakeholders about not condoning violence. So you saw during the elections how Nigerians who were on ground resisted snatching of ballot boxes and some untoward behavior that could take place at the polling booth. But then we still had incidents of shootings, we still had incidents of attempted ballot snatching, but the violence wasn't as prominent as it should have been if you know what Ondo State used to be politically. You know, talking about the second Republic, which was, I mean, that was the height of it when real violence broke out. But I think right now the political awareness is growing. But then there were still allegations of vote buying, of different kinds of malpractices. But then elections are over right now. We must commend INEC and the officials who took the bold steps to conduct the elections, and we can always improve from it, even though we expect that elections should be free, fair and credible. It's a difficult thing to achieve 100% free, fair and credible election. Perhaps the last time we moved so close to it was the Hope 93, when we had the option A4. That was an excellent electoral outing for Nigeria. But since then, we always have complaints, and this time around, I would have been surprised if Governor Akeredolu lost, you know, by virtue of the power of incumbency, and even though there were several issues on ground, but those issues will always be there. And my advice is that he should just ensure before he leaves office, because this is the last time, all things being equal, that he registers himself on the golden side of history. You know, because that is, he himself said it, that it's all about the people, and that he will also focus on infrastructural gap that he inherited. So government is a continuum. Like I said at the time, there are two basic assignments in government: to improve on what is good and to prevent what is bad.
Okay, now, yesterday, after the announcement of the result, I actually listened to the governor himself in an interview. And when he was asked why he probably lost Ondo South, Ondo North, Ondo South, he said he was actually shocked. That he actually looked forward to winning in all the 18 local governments. That in 2016, 4 years ago, he actually won in 16, according to, and this time around, he actually looked forward to winning all the 18 local governments. The question is, this result where he won in 15 local governments, does it show greater acceptance by the people of Ondo State, or what's your perception of these results?
Constitutionally, he was able to cut across the local government areas, and if he won 15 out of 18 and PDP won 3, I think that is commendable, because I don't want to be too expressive. There are issues from the people, issues relating to increase in school fees, issues, allegations of running the government like a family affair. There were issues, and the advantage the governor had in this election was the general election that took place. It was a real shake-up for APC in Ondo State. PDP performed well and everything. So, and you saw the tsunami that almost visited APC when the deputy governor left APC, ran to PDP, and was not given what he expected in PDP, ended up in ZLP. So all those things rocked the boat. But like a brilliant politician, Governor Akeredolu had to quickly go and reconcile with some party stalwarts who could have rocked the boat for him. You see, and you always find that in Nigerian politics. Don't forget also that there was a time at the national level when Asiwaju himself was reckoned not to be in the good books of the government. He was shoved aside by the elbow. But when election was approaching, they had to find a way of drawing him close, because we must win the election. Then what happens after winning the election? So those are political strategy. And
you said a united APC can never be defeated. Was that what happened?
Yes, a united APC. It's not just APC alone. Where there is unity, there is victory.
Strength.
But the big question is that unity for what? Is it unity for winning elections, or unity for good governance? For example, one of the things I have been soliciting for, we demonstrated during elections. Governors invaded Ondo State in support of their political
one of their own.
Exactly. So why can't governors come together after electoral victory and say, okay, Ondo State, we understand that you have bad roads, and yet you have second largest deposit of bitumen in the whole world, and that is a fact. It's on record. So what can we do to ensure that all roads? Ondo State is an oil producing company. Ondo State has gold, has granite, has timber, Ondo State is endowed. I think Ondo State has the largest deposit of gas in West Africa. So how can we help your state? Let's bring resources. Okay, how can we link Ondo State, Ekiti State, Osun State, Oyo State, and Lagos State with railway system, good roads? How can we revive economic activities and create wealth in our region? Instead of all those big billions and contributions, and so we need to shift our focus in Nigeria from electoral victory to governance victory, because like the governor himself admitted, it's all about the people, and the definition of democracy has not changed. It is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and that is when you can be reckoned with as a great leader. You talk about the Nelson Mandela of this world, the Lee Kuan Yew of this world, the Paul Kagame of this world, the John Magufuli of this world, so And that is my concern. We have strong energy when it comes to political activities, but perhaps weak energy when it comes to developmental engagements.
All right, I want to talk about the issue of having an incumbent governor always, let me put it in quote anyway, always winning at the polls. Is it because they are incumbent or because they have all the power at their disposal?
Incumbency is an advantage if you maximize it. But interestingly, the life of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former president
that was a rare,
of Nigeria,
that was a rare occurrence.
could not leverage on it. But there were big things in that election that we may not be able to disclose. But let me just give a clue. You notice that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan congratulated President Muhammadu Buhari even before the conclusion of the collation of results. And don't forget that we have a peace committee in the country. And that committee had to go and sit with Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And knowing who he is, he's a very peaceful man who said, okay, my victory is not worth the blood of Nigerians. It could have been different if Goodluck Ebele Jonathan were to be another person. So the power of incumbency means you are there, you are holding it, someone is coming to take it away from you. And you fight with all your resources to ensure that you remain. But I think the best approach is what we witnessed in Lagos in the days of Babatunde Raji Fashola as the governor, when it was like he was not going to fly for the second time. The people rose up and said, no, we've seen the performance of this man. They were the ones suggesting to him, okay, leave their party. Let's, So I think getting involved in managing this country should become performance driven. And we are getting closer.
All right, let's look at the case of Agboola Ajayi, who actually defected from the ruling party, first to, just as you said, to PDP, and then eventually landed himself in the ZLP. A lot of people had they ascribed so much influence to him before the election. But he came the distant third, 69,000 or thereabout. What would you say about, those things he said about the allegations and accusations against the governor? Could you actually, were there substance in the, or that it did not translate into voting? Or what would you say happened?
Politics is about your influence with those who will vote. That is one thing I have learned as a politician myself too. So if you have 3,000 persons who are card carriers that can come and vote, why don't you focus on the 3,000? If you start pursuing the 25,000 that may not come and vote, your voice may be sweet to their ears. But what happens on the election day? And again, all those allegations are there, but by and large, the governor himself enjoys immunity. He cannot be prosecuted. So whatever the allegations are, it's they are just allegations.
So those allegations didn't actually matter when it came to the election. Did people have a choice? This man was actually saying the truth. Maybe
in the present day Nigeria, there are worse allegations that have not prevented electoral victory. What about the Gandola gate? You see, so I think we are getting used to, in quotes, abuse of office in Nigeria, all right, because the governor, Akeredolu himself, responded, disclosing how much is paid to his deputy governor on a monthly basis. So it's a month slinging. But we are talking about winning here now. Who are your those who will come and vote for you? And in a way, he was also portrayed as somebody who is ambitious, and that is a worthy impression, perception in politics. Hey, you have to wait for your time. It's time by time.
All right, so before we leave this topic, we want to switch over to the NSAS issue. Don't you think the the issue of his participation, that's talking about Akeredolu, in the formation of Amotekun. Because even when it looked like other southwestern governors weren't too assertive, you know, he stood solidly for Amotekun. Do you think this was one of the things that actually spoke for him in this election?
As a matter of fact, somebody said that alone was enough or sufficient to get re-elected.
According to section 14 subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, it says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. So if you have, you know, express yourself as somebody who cares about the security of the people, I think you deserve to be rewarded for that. So, and if you now combine it with overflowing welfare package for the people, you become a hero. So by and large, I think he's been able to communicate politically to those who came out to vote for him. And as a politician, you must be able to bring your supporters on board and ensure that they deliver.
He invited the losers in that election to join hands with him, but it's something that never happens. I mean, when winners emerge, it of course is almost a tradition now that the losers are invited to join hands in governance of the state or of the nation, as the case may be. But why is it that the losers don't ever see the reason to join hands?
It's because of the adversarial democracy that we practice in Nigeria. So it's still like the winner takes it all and the loser standing small. But
no, even when the winner, offers the only.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want to have anything to do with that because the focus is not about governance. The focus is about politicking. You know, Nelson Mandela tried to break that jinx when, after 27 years, he delivered South Africa from apartheid with some supporters. He came out to his people that we have every reason to be bitter and try to deal with these white people. But for the development of South Africa, let's unite, let's embrace them. That is leadership. And you saw him setting the ball rolling for a greater South Africa. And it was not over-ambitious. When he was elected as president, he didn't say he was going to, that he must remain there or take undue advantage. So I think we need to be able to distinguish between legacy and just passing through office. And it is when you deliver to the people, when you enhance their fortunes, when you improve their welfare, when you create opportunities, when you work on sustainability, because sustainability is protecting today's interest without jeopardizing the future interest, then you're a success.
Okay, so that's where we end the first discussion. We'll be going on to the second discussion, but before then, let's take this commercial break. We'll be back shortly.
Are you looking out to becoming a land and property owner? Yes! Well, juicy and extravagant opportunities are bound for you with Boundless Multi-Services Solutions Nigeria Limited, Boundless Court, Ibejuleki and Ekpe, Boundless Court, Ayobo, Boundless Haven, Agbara, Agbowa Ikorodu, Ibafo, Mowe Shimawa, Boundless Garden, Shagamu, Boundless Estate, Itori, Ewekoro, Atota, Ota, Abeokuta and Ibadan, and much more. Enjoy flexible payment plan, individual survey, deed of assignment, instant allocation, and no omonile wahala. Office address is number 98 Akonwaja Road, Vulcanizer Bus Stop, beside Bola Tinubu Primary Healthcare Center, Egbeda, Lagos. Reach us on telephone 0703-134-4042 or 0706-445-7284. Boundless Multi-Services Solution Nigeria Limited. Boundless, unlimited in opportunities.
Okay, thanks for still being there. Now we're moving on to our second discussion, which we call End SARS Protest. Now, the protest was against alleged violence, extortion, and harassment from SARS to Nigerian citizens, and we saw how it took place in different states of the Federation. So, in your opinion, what does that say about Nigerians as a people?
Yeah, Nigerians are rising up to challenge the system. You know, and I saw this coming when I started talking about the possibility of the government radicalizing the people, because democracy is supposed to put sovereignty, power in the hands of the people, and that means if they listen to you to vote you in there, you must listen to them to meet them at the point of their yearnings. But it has appeared in recent times that the disregard for what the people are passing through is there. And talking about FSAS, is a Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the federal government, a unit within the Crime Investigation and Intelligence Department of the police. And it was established in 1992 in a dramatic manner. The colonel, I think Colonel Rindan, was killed at a checkpoint. So the military came out and they were really all out for any policeman on site. Some policemen ran away, some resigned, and it became a big issue. So the police and the military had to come together, but to bridge the gap that led to increase in crime rates in Lagos then, the government came up with this unit as an underground unit within the police system. But there were other units, I think about 14, existing before then. And that explains why they don't wear uniform and things like that. But eventually, the military and the police reconciled, and that led to the formalization of that unit. And they have been very effective. Let's face the truth, they've been effective. But everything that is created for use is subject to abnormal use. And abnormal use is from where you get abuse. So I think what has happened is that some elements within the unit have taken disadvantage of the authority and the mode of operation to extort the people, brutalize the people, sometimes kill, and go beyond their boundaries. Because the argument, we have the EFCC, we have the Special Fraud Unit in Ikoyi, there are other units within the police. So, for example, is FSAS to be both concerned about Yahoo business? So those are issues. And the call for NSAS did not start last week.
Yeah.
It was already there, and recently there was a directive that there should be reformation, but these reformations, are they implemented? And right now, whether we like it or not, the power of mobilization online is translating to physical engagement. And that is what you are beginning to see. And for me, as a public relations practitioner, you see, the 1978 Mexican Statement of Public Relations defines it as the art and social science of monitoring trends, predicting their consequences, and recommending programs that can be implemented to serve the interests of stakeholders. Now, there's also what we call reinforcement theory in industrial psychology. That means if you don't stop it at A part, it may be out of hand when it gets to letter H. So right now, we may move from NSAS to end crazy bills of electricity, to end poverty.
I'm sure you are interested in that.
Very much interested.
To end the bogus salaries some legislators take. So we need right now to rise up to the occasion, because we will realize that the victims of the injustice in the land appear to be the youth who have the energy and the mobilization resources to engage the government. And that's what we have seen in the recent days right now. And now it's been sustained. That, okay, you have proscribed SARS, you will redeploy them. We are not just interested in that.
Yeah, but,
all right,
but even people are saying that this resolution falls short of their expectation.
People are asking for executive order
Yeah.
from the presidency over these issues, that they do not actually believe. This is about the fourth time SARS will be disbanded and will resurface. So people are saying beyond the disbandment, they're asking for executive order. What's your own interpretation for that?
That's a big issue, in the sense that the trust capital, there's what you call social capital. The trust capital of the government is dwindling by the day. And you can only build up your trust capital by being trustworthy. It's a simple thing. So people can no longer trust government pronouncements. And the Nigerian police will come, announce on Monday all checkpoints in Nigeria disbanded. And we clap. And in 3 weeks' time, you are going from Lagos to Benin, you encounter 35 checkpoints. So how do you implement? So people are now saying, we will no longer follow the promises. If I followed the pronouncement of my president, whom I respect so much, a man of honor, when he was assuming office in 2015 and said that Boko Haram has been technically defeated, I should not be reading this morning about bandits killing people in southern Kaduna.
All right.
This is so the government must be trusted, and people are saying, if we cannot trust you, voluntarily, then somehow we need to engage you to do the needful.
Now, where the protest actually was nationwide, everywhere, even my village. In fact, it went overboard in my village, Ogbomoso. People, the angry youth, the irate youth actually went.
So you call Ogbomoso village?
No, I call it Oga. That's his village. That's my place. Just
that is a fountain of business, that's excellence in Nigeria.
It's a small place. We want it to be bigger than that.
Okay.
Now, the irate youth went and invaded the Shawon's palace, and a lot of destructions took place. And in response, the police that was said to have been disbanded opened fires again, allegedly, and they killed several other people. Saturday, it was only one casualty. As at yesterday, there are more than 5-6. Now, even this morning in Lagos, in Lekki, VI area, some roads have actually been barricaded or blocked, and the motorists are finding it difficult, meaning that the youth is still angry, even with the disbandment of SARS. What do you think can be done at this point?
It's a deep thing. I spoke about reinforcement theory. It's a deep thing. And I like to focus on the root. What we are seeing are the symptoms. Quite a number of these youths are gainfully engaged, but also quite a number of them are not gainfully engaged. They've been through academic institutions, no jobs to do. The industries that should assimilate them are folding up because of a recessed economy. So they cannot see hope in the future. And for some of them, I'm not justifying crime, no. Okay, what I believe I'm compelled to do, I'm still being harassed over it. And don't forget, if it is like what the UAE did, what happened in Dubai, that hush puppy was picked up and flown to the US for prosecution, are we really prosecuting? So you see scenario being painted that, okay, I've gone to do Yahoo, I made 17 million naira, you snatched 3 million from it, and after snatching it, you still continue to harass me. So we are not actually fighting corruption, as it is enshrined in section 15 subsection 5 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, that says that the state shall abolish corruption and abuse of office. So you now see corruption and abuse of office romancing each other. And that is what is happening now. You see, if you go to Wikipedia right now, you will see it there. SARS is effective, but it's now associated with extortion, corruption, brutality. I'm talking of global perception. So it's not just about what you have to say or how you feel as Nigeria. Globally, this is how this unit is perceived. So, and these allegations are also criminal in nature. And the big question now is that, can you fight crime with crime? It's denting our image and everything. So, and the people now think the government is not bothered. Don't forget that in Kano State, an aide to the governor expressed himself about the government. That is as if this government is not bothered about the media, and the governor has thrown him out. So Can we have a government that will listen? For example, I am bothered about this electricity tariff. I'm bothered. I'm bothered about the pump price of petroleum. It's affecting businesses. I'm bothered about the growing poverty in the land.
All right, but this protest that the youth in Nigeria actually stood up to stand for something, what does this say about NLC and TUC? Where does this put them?
You see, NLC and TUC, they were very relevant, but they also may not be trusted. And don't forget that in 1 Samuel 17, Goliath was raging for 40 days and 40 nights. But when David came, David stood up and said no. So sometimes, meanwhile, they had military and police in that community then. So it takes someone to say no, we are not going to subscribe to this anymore. And I am appealing to the Nigerian government, please don't radicalize Nigerians. There is a parable by the elders, and I beg to quote the parable, that when you see a tiger that is going to bed without dinner, it's not because that tiger is a coward. Abisa, only I So Nigerians are great. Can you create an enabling environment? Go and study what Sheikh Zayed did in the UAE. He provided opportunities.
All right, time now, but would there be justice for those already killed wrongfully? Secondly, in Gombe, some people are saying, leave SARS alone. It's okay by us, it's working for us.
I'm not bothered about that. It's their mindset and position. It didn't start today. You remember the Kano riot of 1953, when Enahu removed a motion earlier in March 1953 that let us go for independence. And the Northerners said no, they were not ready to go for independence. They opposed it. And that led to the Kano riot of May 1953, killing each other. Not saying we are not ready to go, South saying they are ready to go. And 60 years after, these elements of disunity are still in our society. And until we address it, we will just be, we will be on, it will continue to constitute a lot of hindrances. Recently, a group of NBA says they want to create their own NBA. So, are we united in Nigeria? That is the question we should be asking. So, and there are two options now. Can we find a point of unity? Or can we maximize our diversity and see how we can make it function for the development of Nigeria? Because in the absence of development, the crime may continue. It may get to a point. Look at what is happening in Borno State. A whole governor chased around by criminals, by bandits. So what message is that passing to the world? So how safe is my country? We need to get serious.
All right, thank you so much, sir. That's how far we can go on the program this morning, because we still have something to take today. Thank you so much for being a part of the program.
God bless
Wish you all
Nigeria.
the best and have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Jumoke Michaels, but before we go, we still have a message from Boundless Multi-Services Solution Limited, talking about lands and property. So we'll show you the package of what they have for you. My name is Jumoke Michaels. See you again on Wednesday.
And I'm Banji Busari. Thanks for being part of today's edition. Bye-bye.